not only meat eaters get to have nice broth. Vegetable broths sometimes are a little flat, a little dull, but if you take those vegetables and you roast them in the oven first, well, you get a nice, deep, rich colored broth. So that's what we're doing here. I've already chopped up carrot, onion, unpeeled. I got some leek in there, celery. You could put Jerusalem artichoke. I'm going to do some fennel. Whatever you have in the fridge really would look nice in there. Just no strong tasting vegetables, like no cauliflower or broccoli or turnip, because they'll really change the taste. So I'm just going to cut it up in chunks and get it in the oven. It'll be a 400-degree oven for about 40 minutes or so, until things are a little tender and caramelized. And then we'll get it out of the oven and into a stock pot. So here's my, make sure you don't crowd the pan, because you don't want them to sweat, you want them to brown. Here we go, say 2 tablespoons olive oil. Oh, maybe 3, 2.5. I'm gonna toss that around. There we go, in the oven. Once the vegetables are golden and just a little bit soft, I'm going to transfer them to a pot. I've got about 10 cups of cold water in here, and then we're going to make our broth. Okay. You might want to deglaze the pan with wine if you have some left over, but it's not necessary. There we go. Add the aromatics. I like rosemary, maybe 1 sprig, just a handful of parsley, 3 bay leaves, peppercorns, and some salt. Not too much, so it's not too salty after it's reduced. Okay, that's it. It's going to go on the burner, come to a boil, and then simmer. Now it's time to strain the stock through a colander set in a bowl. I'm gonna pour it in there. And then what I do is I press down on the vegetables to squeeze out as much juice as I can. There, look at that beautiful broth, golden, rich. If you want a really clear broth, you might strain it through a sieve. But I like it just like this. Here's the roasted vegetable stock that we made. I'm going to make a nice creamy tomato soup. I roasted some tomatoes, plum tomatoes, that were tossed with olive oil and thyme. And I'm going to mix it with the stock, blend it up, and voila, soup. I've got about 10 tomatoes that I roasted. Winter tomatoes are kind of nice. Not so great for eating, but for roasting, pretty good, because they don't take as long. They're not quite as juicy. There we go. I like to garnish the soup with a crouton.